Hey guys, welcome back. We're Slim and Soph. Oh, I got a hair in mine.
Yeah, I got a moustache in my mouth.
We're two uni students living aboard our 10-meter sailboat. And at the moment, things are getting very real. We're sailing towards our last chance of repairs and provisions. This is where we leave our friends behind as we push ourselves further into the blue wilderness. It will be months and 1,500 nautical miles of sailing until we have access to civilization like this again. You can begin to understand how real this whole sailing around Australia plan of ours is starting to feel.
What are you feeling?
Just like, is this the right choice for our life? This is episode 6 of season 2, Over the Top. This week's shenanigans kick off at Fitzroy Island.
Today is a very exciting day. My mate that you would have met back in Cairns has currently just got on a ferry and he's on his way to come visit us on Anchor for the first time ever. It's not often any of my mates or our mates manage to get out to Knackers
First mate we've had come visit us
on Anchor.
On an island.
Yeah, we've had people come visit us in the marinas and stuff before, but never on an island, so
That's pretty exciting.
it's pretty exciting. Yeah, Soph's even brushing her teeth for the occasion. We're prepping up, we've got visitors on the way. Afternoon! Welcome to the island. Welcome to the island. That's pretty lush, eh?
I'm so stoked you made it. You're our first island.
Yeah, we've had first
Yeah.
right. It's pretty good.
So we had a few comments about Slim's dive he performed the other week.
Oh, that's the best dive I've ever done. Slim, that dive into the pool with legs apart scored a 5.0, a 5.2, a 4.9, a 5.0 and a 2.1 from the Russian judge.
I'm feeling in the mood to top it. Leave your scores in the comments below.
I've never seen anyone do that before.
And if anyone's a scout, I'd be open to joining the Australian dive team. Not only did we show Jonah how good we are at diving, we also showed him a bit of island living.
Delicious.
And by the end of the day, he turned into a tropical cowboy.
Been a full day of this shit. Dropping him, putting him back on the boat.
Bye!
Don't make me go. Bonsoir.
Remember when we found salt water in our bilges at Magnetic Island and we traced it back to our engine cooling water pump that was leaking?
We've had heaps of problems with this before, but it puts salt water in the bilges for us because it's pulling salt water into the boat. Like normally when you got salt water in the boat you'd be freaking out, but we're always pretty chilled about it because we just think this bloody engine's leaking again, or this bloody pump.
Well, it's still leaking, and Cairns will be the last chance we have to get it fixed if we don't want to be leaking salt water all the way to Darwin. So, Knotty Lady and ourselves are pulling up anchor, dropping the mooring ball, and heading into Cairns today. It's just going to be a little quick sail, and yeah.
So a race isn't a race unless it's fair. No one ever says they're racing, but you always are. So we're just bobbing along just with the main up at the moment. We're going to take some time, set up a quick preventer, and we want to let Knotty Lady catch up to us before we get the head sail out, and yeah, it's more fun that way.
Woo! We're already starting to start hooking.
We didn't even... Yeah, let's just get the heady out and have a fun sail.
they catch us? That is the question. I think this is where they're going to catch us.
Yeah.
We've almost come to a screeching halt.
We've just gone from doing like 7 to 8 knots to like maybe 2 if we're lucky. We're away, we got wind again. And we are back to hooking. We have certainly put some distance on the others. Look at that water discussion. We've had a couple good days of sailing, haven't we, so? Last couple days have been good.
Barry.
Yeah, man.
Sure have.
The guys aren't catching us and we wanted to have a sail together, so we're going to pull in the heady and probably ease out the main and just bob around for a bit while they catch up.
Come on, guys. I reckon we're going to try and tack up and around and head towards them.
We are coming in hot. Chili nearly came out of her little hole, but then when we did stuff with the sails, she went right back in there. But we are very shortly going to be back in line with these guys and we'll give them the chance that they needed to catch up because we're just too quick.
I swear those tacks were both very anticlimactic.
Now they're coming. Race starts now!
We've had so much fun cruising with these guys. I'm on a holiday, mate. We're really just soaking it up one last time.
Well, we are cruising down the leads into Cairns. We're about 7.5 months late to when we first expected we'd arrive here, but it feels good to be coming in.
I'm getting aromas and wafts of swamp, which also means we're going to have a good night's sleep, hopefully. Although the river smells like a swamp, Cairns is actually a really nice place.
This right here is where you park your car. There's a really cool brewery on the wharf. Some stumps. I can only assume it's some old historical jetty or something.
There's a big path this way.
Which leads to some silverfish. Oop. These are the fish. Don't fall in, they'll get you.
And there are many more highlights. Like, the only place in Australia you can bungee jump is here. But our time has to be prioritised towards getting the last few items we've realised we need, as well as making some last repairs. I've also got a plane to catch, so we're heading towards a marina to help us with all of this. We are steadily creeping up on Yorkie's knob.
Yorkie!
Yorkie!
We made it in. I choked on the water.
Our first call of duty upon arriving in Cairns was calling around to see who could fix this leaking engine.
Saltwater pump has, I believe it's got a leaking bearing. Champion. Thanks heaps. But I found a joint that'll do it. They just said you got to get it to them, you know? Alright, we're sorted.
So we closed the seacock and ripped off the pump, but the boat still threatened to sink.
I don't know why that would be coming in. That doesn't seem to be stopping to me, hey?
We got it under control and took the other hose off.
I'll be back with hopefully a new one of these in a couple of days. I'll be back before. Anyway, I'm gone.
With the pump in the shop, the next thing is replacing our outboard fuel tank. We've come into a minor drama. Our outboard cap is gone. We lost the cap because the thread was broken, and we've been rocking a homemade whiz-bang foil cap since. Are you enjoying this process?
Not even remotely. Right. I probably would have just liked to discard this fuel, to be fair, but I had nowhere to put it, so we may as well hang on to it.
But Petty's so bloody expensive
Yeah,
at the moment.
and petrol's like, dude, okay, yesterday I borrowed a friend's car, tried to do the polite thing, us being broke, I only had $25 cash left, so I'm like, I'm not going to fill up the tank. But I'll put 25 bucks in it. We're going down the street as a thank you. It was 10 litres. It was $2.40 a litre for fuel. Alright, so that's the old fuel tank, ladies and gentlemen. Old fuel tank. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have you know, is the new fuel tank. Look at that! So not only does this one come with a brand spanking new lid, because we didn't have a lid, it also has thread on where the lid screws on, so hopefully we won't lose the lid again. The other cool thing about having like an actual lid that seals on our fuel tanks means I won't be dropping like water out of the carburetor every time it rains, because I think a significant amount of our previous breakdowns might have had to do with the fact that the lid wasn't sealing properly. You know, just a suspicion.
How does she look?
Hey? That, can I just say, never. Brilliant. Best boat job I've ever done in my life.
Alright, done?
Yep, done. Oh no, I'm not gonna fit. You get stuck with the bag.
I'm gonna get stuck.
Take the next right onto Buckley Street.
See you later. We're so flying away, me and Chili did some routine maintenance and stocked up on bananas while we waited for the water pump to be ready. As soon as it was ready, me and Chili installed the new pump, and that's another thing sorted. The other thing we need to figure out before going remote is spare jerry cans of diesel and water. A couple months ago, we showed you our installation of the new staunching bases that we had hoped would hold the weight of jerrys on deck. However, soon after leaving Airlie Beach, we realised we hadn't thought about having the dinghy on the deck as well.
So the idea for these bits of wood, as you would have seen in a previous episode, was so we could carry extra water and diesel. Upon throwing the dinghy onto our foredeck, we have now realised that it's not going to work. We just completely forgot that we'd be having the tender flipped on the foredeck, and if we have our 2 jerry cans where the only bit of space is, we're not going to be able to walk past onto the foredeck. So we have to kind of like, I think we're going to have to reevaluate that situation and potentially, I don't know.
So, I've had to do a bit of reshuffling. For now, we've moved our extra water storage inside to the shed, which is the old quarter berth, and the diesel storage is all going in an external locker out the back. However, it wasn't entirely a wasted exercise, because the stanchions do look pretty cool, they're way stronger, and if we ever get anywhere where there's waves again, I might even hang my surfboards off them.
My tummy's in a knot. It's a strong wind warning today. I've touched back down in cans and there's no time to mess around. We've stocked the boat to the brim one last time with food, water and diesel, and it's time to push out of the marina. Bye, Liv. Mixed with feelings of excitement, it can be hard leaving the security of a marina. And always know that when we get out there, it's fine. And we'll be fine. And we'll probably have fun, but... While we can't wait for the adventures ahead, we know once we push off the wharf here, we will have passed the point of no return. We've started off with a reef in the main. It's not really that windy now, but we do know that it will be windy. With intense and set-in trade winds, we will be well and truly committed to pushing ourselves further north towards a reef-scattered and vaguely charted coastline that is for the most part uninhabited. With multiple high-pressure systems forming in the Tasman Sea, the northern Queensland waters are being thrashed by strong winds, and we know this leg will be no walk in the park. We will have our skills and composure tested. Me, honestly, this is but we have faith that we have done what we can to get Nakama and ourselves ready for the journey to and over the top of Australia. Our main really is hanging on by a thread. It just needs to get us through this season. Seriously, it's probably more tape than sail at this stage. Well, as ready as we'll ever be.